Good God Almighty. Charles Murphy just came out with an earth-shattering scoop about WandaVision. When you hear this, it's going to blow your mind, and the implications are crazy. A quick reminder, folks, our upcoming trivia contest, the Nerd Card Showdown, debuts this Wednesday, June 3rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on our live streaming channel. You are not going to want to miss that. So I had some people reach out to me yesterday talking about how Charles Murphy was going to drop a crazy scoop today and that I should be ready for it, and I was. But I don't know if I really was, because I expected a lot of crazy, possible different things. This is absolute insanity. So I'm going to go right from the article on murphysmultiverse.com. We're going to read right from the article, and then I'm going to talk about what it means and speculate about the implications, because it's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. Oh, and by the way, Charles Murphy is doing some major work to his website. He's going to revamp it. I'm very excited for Charles. I think that's dope. He's one of the best in the game, like literally top tier scooper. Very good at what he does. And if you have trouble reading his actual article, just keep refreshing, and you should be able to get it. It's just a lot of people are reading it right now. Okay, so let's read right from here. The exclusive is Evan Peters playing mystery role in WandaVision. Charles says, "The world needs some good news. Thanks to a familiar and trusted source, the same LA-based source who told me about Peyton Reed signing on for Season 2 of The Mandalorian, I have heard that Evan Peters, American Horror Story and X-Men, signed on for a key role in the Marvel Studios Disney Plus streaming series WandaVision. The 33-year-old Peters landed the role last year and filmed his scenes shortly after. The nature of Peters' role is being kept under wraps, and that is likely to generate a great deal of excitement and confusion among fans, given that the actor has thrice portrayed Wanda's brother Pietro in Fox's X-Men franchise. Of course, Peters is also well known for his portrayal of several terrifying villains over the course of over the course of 8 seasons of American Horror Story, opening up the possibility that he's landed a role as WandaVision's big bad. Given the nature of the series, Peters could be playing anyone from Nicholas Scratch to Mephisto." Okay, now this part's really important here. He says that there were rumors that Wanda's brother was actually going to be in the show. And this is actually pretty well documented, that there were screen tests for the different young actors that are going to be playing the twins, and they're talking about their uncle sleeping on the couch. Well, that would be Pietro, okay? And Charles is talking about how the actor, Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played the speedster in Avengers Age of Ultron, has made it very clear we shouldn't plan on seeing him back up as Quicksilver anytime soon. To suit back up is what he's saying. So, if Taylor Johnson isn't back as Quicksilver, that would mean a recast, something Marvel Studios has done successfully in the past. And Peters would be an interesting choice, given the majority of fans seem to gravitate towards his portrayal of the character. This is just one possible option, of course, and perhaps not even the most likely, but it's one that quickly comes to mind.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
Okay, so let's just be really clear here. That is the report from Charles Murphy. The juice is that this guy is coming back and playing an undisclosed role. Well, I shouldn't say coming back. He's coming to the show of WandaVision. When I mean coming back, it's because he had played Pietro. He was Quicksilver over in the X-Men universe, okay? So he's coming to Marvel Studios. He has a part in WandaVision. Charles goes on to speculate that there's a lot of evidence to suggest that Quicksilver will be in WandaVision, but the actor that played him in the MCU previously has been very adamant about how you shouldn't expect to see him in the suit anytime soon. Now, could he be lying? Sure. Could he just be saying, "Don't expect me in the suit," and then he's just on the couch in a t-shirt during the show? Sure. Totally could be possible. But it's not crazy to think that they would recast and put this guy in as Quicksilver in WandaVision.
No way. No way. No way.
Now, this is where this gets really wild. We got to go right to Speculation Town. Take my hand, folks. We're going to Speculation Town. The craziest part about this is that it comes on the heels of some crazy rumors supported by some facts out there about Spider-Man and Marvel and that relationship, okay? I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a big-time rumor out there that Tobey Maguire is going to be introduced in Doctor Strange 2 which is now being directed by Sam Raimi. Okay, so let's just think about this. Rumor. Okay, that Tobey Maguire will show up in Doctor Strange 2, and then he will then be the Spider-Man for Sony's Venom universe. That Tobey Maguire Spider-Man will carry on and continue the legacy of Spider-Man over at Sony, and it won't actually be Tom Holland. We also know that several of the cast from the Fox X-Men movies, including Patrick Stewart, did have meetings with Kevin Feige about reprising their role for the MCU. Like, that's documented, okay? And so you start to think about that, and you're like, wait a minute. Could this all be an elaborate plan by the Grandmaster Kevin Feige himself to set some really ridiculous things in motion? And considering the fact that the multiverse is going to be considered broken after Endgame, the timelines and the time streams are all over the place. A lot of chaos is ensuing, okay? This is possibly how we get a diegetic version of What If, even though it's crazy, it exists in other planes. Doctor Strange 2, Into the Multiverse of Madness, has been rumored to showcase different versions of the characters we already know, possibly setting up What If, okay? WandaVision is said to be a show in which reality is breaking. Wanda's powers are creating possibly a new pocket dimension, and that creates problems that then Doctor Strange has to come in and try to fix, okay? Really crazy stuff. But is it possible that Feige wants to blend characters from Fox X-Men properties into his MCU stuff? Is it possible that Feige is setting up Tobey Maguire to go be Spider-Man over at Sony? Because think about it from this perspective, guys. Think about it from this perspective. If you're Kevin Feige, you really want Tom Holland to stay over with the MCU. But if you're Sony, what do you want? You want that symmetry. You want that pseudo-connective tissue. You want people to watch the Sony movies and feel like they're connected to the MCU. You want to piggyback off of the success of the MCU. That is obviously what they are trying to do. Well, what if Feige has a brilliant way to make that happen, reintroduce Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in an MCU movie in Doctor Strange 2, and then drop him off over in the Sony universe? And Tom Holland, by the way, can show up in that universe as well if they end up doing like a Spider-Verse kind of thing, okay? So what was once absolutely absurd is, let's be real, still absolutely absurd. But this scoop by Charles and the fact that this dude is coming over and he played Quicksilver before, the fact that we know that Feige met with Patrick Stewart, I mean, holy crap, guys. What if there's something absolutely insane going on? And if you've been following my videos and my speculation for a while, I actually didn't rule this out completely. I actually told you guys that what I think would be absolutely epic for Secret Wars, and one way that Feige could one-up even himself by doing Infinity War and Endgame, which is just such a ridiculous accomplishment, is if he created Secret Wars and Battleworld and found a way to bring back Wesley Snipes' Blade. Okay? To bring back Patrick Stewart, Charles Xavier, right? To bring back these different versions of other iconic comic book movies, to have a single movie that takes all of the epic comic book movies that ever happened in the history of Marvel and fit them all together. To have a multiverse where at least these properties, movies, things are all connected in some way. What if we're seeing the pieces of that set up already in something like WandaVision? I don't know, guys. It's an absolutely crazy story, but that is the story and my speculation about it. I need to know. I need to know what you guys think about this. And now let's shout out Percy Q. Indeed, the name of Darkseid before he became Darkseid is Uxas. So shout out to you, Percy, and now let's ask another nerd card question before we get out of here. I want to know, what is the name of the comic book writer that is now writing the script for the upcoming Sony Spider-Man movie, Jackpot? Answer that question in the comment section below. If you absolutely need more nerdy content in your life, click or tap over there to watch some more of our videos, or come on by our live streaming channel where we live stream all the time. Like this video if you liked it, or if you want to take your support to the next level and join the list of amazing people you see listed below, check out our Patreon for some behind the scenes content. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.